I have good news and I have bad news. The good news is that everything that you want, the relationship you want, the money you want, the success you want, the career you want, everything that you want is on the other side of a conversation. I want you to really think about that, internalize that for a second. Everything that you want is on the other side of a conversation. That girl that you want to take on a date, that date is on the other side of a conversation that you're too afraid to have because maybe you don't have the capacity to have that conversation yet. That YouTube success that you want is on the other side of a video where you're speaking to the camera, having a conversation with your audience, with your community. Everything that you want is on the other side of a conversation. That is the good news. But the bad news is that in order to have that conversation, you need to be able to communicate properly. And communication is a talent. Communication is not a skill. It's not something you can develop over time. It's something that is either in you or it's not. But I have more good news. If you're watching this and you understand what I'm saying, that means that you are a human. And if you are a human, that means that you have the innate talent to communicate, whether you know it or not. You have the innate ability to communicate because humans are all able to communicate. So you have the talent within you, it's just dormant. Likely because of either a lack of practice, so a lack of repetition on your behalf, you're simply not exercising that muscle, or because of limiting beliefs. You believe that you don't have the innate capacity to articulate yourself in a clear and concise manner, in a way that transmits conviction to your community or to whoever is on the receiving end of whatever message you're communicating. And in this video, I'm going to explain exactly how you can reach deep within your soul and extract this dormant talent and then hone it in such a way that you can actually make money with it or find love with it, whatever it is that you want to do. And I've done both. That said, the first thing that you need to do if you want to become a better communicator, and I'm a bit biased here because this is just what worked for me, but the first thing you need to do is you need to start a YouTube channel. Start a YouTube channel. If you're watching this, the chances are you already have a YouTube profile. So you're already 50% of the way there. All you need to do is take whatever device you're watching this on, unless it's a TV, you can't really film videos with a TV, but if you're watching this on your phone or your laptop, you take that device and you talk to it. You hit the record button, you talk to it, you hit the record button again to stop, and then you post it online. And I understand how scary this can be. There was one point in time when the idea of talking to a camera and posting it online was inconceivable for me. It was completely beyond the realm of my imagination for myself. I didn't see myself as the kind of person who could talk to a camera. 100,000 subscribers and $100,000 later, here we are, having this conversation right here, where I'm helping you overcome that same limiting belief. Start the YouTube channel. It's free. It is free 99 to start a YouTube channel. I don't know if it'll always be free. At some point in time, they're probably going to come to their senses and they're going to start charging money for you to start a YouTube channel. So before they come to their senses and start charging the money that this profession is actually worth, you need to take advantage of the opportunity that is literally right in front of you. Start a YouTube channel where you are talking to a camera. That's not to say that you have to try to make a living with it, but start a YouTube channel, talk to the camera, and furthermore, whenever you talk to the camera, this is a very important distinction to make because if you don't do this correctly, if you don't do this next thing correctly, then you're basically wasting your time. You're actually becoming a worse communicator rather than a better communicator. You start your YouTube channel, and when it comes time to script your videos out, like a lot of content creators do, instead of writing a complete script, where you read the script word for word as if you were an actor or actress, what you need to do is you need to write down bullet points. You need to write down bullet points. So for example, in this video right here, if you see me looking off to the side, it's because I'm reading from the bullet points that I've crafted literally 15 minutes ago for this video right here. This is an example of what my bullet points look like. You can see they're not very comprehensive, they're not very elaborate, and that's for a reason. It's because the bullet points are simply there to keep you on track. They're not there to tell you what to say. They're there to keep you on track, to keep you from going on these tangents that will lose the attention of the viewers. So use bullet points. Don't script your videos out. And I understand this can be very difficult at first, but this is actually what a lot of public speakers do. A lot of great public speakers. I learned this in speech class in high school. 10th grade, I took a speech class, or maybe it was 11th grade. I don't remember, but sometime in high school, I took a speech class, and he literally would not let us script our speeches out. We had to use bullet points, and they had to fit on this little note card. The little note cards like this. We had to write the bullet points down, and we had to go up in front of the class where everyone was looking at you. And we had to give a speech of at least a few minutes. And at the time, it was the scariest thing ever. But I don't know how long I've been filming this video for because I'm so focused on the video itself. But I know I've been filming for more than a few minutes now. I've been filming for more than a few minutes just because I have bullet points. I realized very quickly in that class, after about 2 or 3 speeches, I quickly realized that the bullet points help you stay on the stage for longer. If you feel like you have trouble with elaborating on certain topics, stop scripting the topics out. Stop scripting your videos out. Instead, put bullet points that stimulate thought, that stimulate questions rather than giving you answers. And in doing so, it's going to be very easy to elaborate while also staying on track. If and only if you talk about things that you are interested in and or knowledgeable about. Now, this is another key distinction that a lot of content creators fail to make, myself included at certain phases of my career. There were points in time when I couldn't sit here and talk to a camera like this in this capacity, in part because I hadn't done enough repetitions of it, but also because I was talking about things that I wasn't really that interested in. I mean, how to be more attractive, I was moderately interested in that, maybe for a season of my life, but I wasn't interested enough in that topic to become extremely knowledgeable about it. So my knowledge pretty much stayed at the surface level, and whenever I would try to make videos about that particular topic, I always felt like I was falling short. Even though the videos did well numbers-wise, I didn't really enjoy filming the videos very much because I wasn't interested in that topic. And so if you want to be a better communicator, you have to communicate about the right kinds of topics. You will never see me, at least for the foreseeable future. I don't know what future Jordan has in store, but right now, at this phase of my life, you will not see me turn on a camera and make a video talking about politics. Because I'm uninformed. I don't care about politics. I don't follow politics. I don't care who's in office. I don't care about politics, so why would I make a video talking about politics? You'll see me stumbling over my words, saying a whole bunch of nothing, because I don't have anything to say. And that's a big mistake that a lot of people make when trying to communicate, is they are talking about things that they really have no business talking about, be it on YouTube or in real life. You need to stick to the topics that you are interested in or knowledgeable about. And if you feel like maybe right now you're in an in-between stage where you don't have that really deep interest, or you're not very knowledgeable about a whole lot of topics, then the key is you need to be honest. That's something that anybody at any stage of their life can do. You can be honest. You can say what's actually on your mind. When you're honest, you don't have a whole lot of trouble communicating it. because you don't have to second guess yourself. You don't have to think about how you're saying what you're saying. You just need to say it. Be honest. And that honesty over time will facilitate interest. It will facilitate knowledge. I'm speaking from first-hand experience. Me being vulnerable on camera is what actually enabled and sparked my interest in self-improvement. I didn't know that the self-improvement space existed before I became popular within that space. But because my vulnerability attracted people who were into self-improvement, I felt compelled to learn more about self-improvement myself. And 5 years later, here we are, where I'm making videos like this to help you elevate yourself, particularly in the area of communication. Now, another topic, another tip that you can take in terms of communicating better is when you make videos or you give speeches, or even if you're with a group of your friends, never perceive the situation as you speaking to a crowd. You're never speaking to a crowd. You are always speaking to a person. It took me a long time to realize this and to be able to make that key, subtle distinction that makes all the difference in how people perceive your messaging. Because if you go to any of my previous 20 or 50 videos that I've posted over the past few months, you'll notice that there are two words that I almost never say. You guys. I almost never say you guys. This video is going to get more than one view. I may not get as many views as I used to, but rest assured that this video is going to get more than one view. And if it doesn't, then it's probably time to hang it up. But I know it's going to get more than one view. But you still hear me referring to you as a singular person, because in all honesty, I am talking directly to you. There are multiple yous out there, but I'm not talking to everyone at once. I'm talking to each individual person, and I'm simply leveraging the fact that by talking to the camera, I can do that as many times as I want simultaneously. I can be on thousands of people's computer screens all at the same time. But for each individual person, especially you, I am talking directly to you. Talk to one person. And furthermore, let's take that even a step further. Don't just talk to one person. Talk to the right person. Talk to the right person. If you're not talking to the right person, your message will fall on deaf ears no matter how good it is. If Martin Luther King Jr. had given speeches to the KKK exclusively, if he had only ever given speeches to the Ku Klux Klan, we wouldn't know who he is right now. He would have never gained the historical prominence and significance that he ended up gaining as a civil rights leader and activist. The reason why we know who he is because he talked to the right people. He talked to the right person. He had his avatar that he spoke directly to. And he resonated with hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people who were being oppressed. And he spoke to each of them one at a time. His messages embedded themselves within each individual's mind because he was talking to the right audience. Target audience is exceedingly important, and that's not something to overlook when it comes to communication. Talking to the wrong girl is not going to lead you into the right relationship. It doesn't matter what you say to her. There's nothing you can say that will make her be a good fit for you and your message because she's the wrong girl. And that's a whole different topic, a whole different tangent that I've already covered in previous videos and I'll continue to cover in future videos because it's so important when it comes to dating, is that a lot of times it's not that you don't have game, it's just that you're playing the wrong game. You're playing the game with the wrong player, rather. And when you play the game with the wrong player, even if it's the right game, you'll never win. The same applies to business. It applies to YouTube. It applies to every component of your life in which communication is relevant, which is, spoiler alert, every facet of your life, every component of your life. Communication is the single most important skill that you will ever learn, but you will never learn it if you don't take action. I've just given you a whole entire blueprint, a whole entire game plan, and I did it without stumbling over my words. No edits in this video. Now, it's your turn to put the work in.